The following story shows some of the complications that can come out of innocent experimentation with the web. As you watch the story unfold, think about what you might do or have done in a similar situation. Later in the Reality Check segment, we'll get some advice to help us know how to have fun, but be safe in the online world.
It just started out as something to do. It sounded like fun. Now I'm scared to death.
If Mom and Dad ever found out about this, I don't know what they would do. Why did Jennifer pull me into this?
All of this because of a stupid prank.
I didn't even do anything, and I'm suffering all of these consequences. This is so unfair. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the four of us were just sitting around bored and looking for something fun to do.
I'd heard all about blogs from the other kids at school, and I'd seen every website that hosted one. Corey and Jeremy and I have been friends since we were little kids. Scott's cool too. He's Jeremy's best friend. It seemed like a great idea.
So what can we put on there?
Anything we want. Stuff that's going on at school, music, sports. Corey, you can put your poems on there.
Who would want to read that stuff?
Shut up!
It's like an online journal.
Wait, and other people can post stuff on our blog too?
Yeah, if we want them to. It's a free forum for expressing opinions.
I like to pictures of my cats. Can I do that?
Sure, pictures, sound files, even video. We can put anything we want on it, but we need a cool name.
How about let's party?
2x2.
High school hottie.
We had the blog up and running very quickly. We settled on the name Eastern High Party Kids. That first couple of weeks, we were putting all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, it was great. Scott and I both liked posting stuff about the NBA.
The blog was a lot of fun. We were getting all kinds of posts from kids we didn't even know.
It just started with emails. I mean, he seemed like a really nice guy. They tell you not to open emails from people you don't know. I never should have opened it. I know that now. I just didn't realize.
You know the screen name. Good boy 1713.
No.
So how did this guy end up getting your email address?
He just moved here, and he's a senior at Washington High. He searched for local blogs and put in the name of our high school. That gave him a link to our blog, and he posted a comment. I felt sorry for him. He seemed kind of lonely. So I just posted a response back, just welcoming him and telling him some cool places to hang out.
Okay, so he posted on our blog, but now you say you're emailing him.
All of our emails are on the blog, Scott.
Yeah, and I really think that's such a good idea either. I don't know, Jennifer. I mean, you need to be careful. You don't really know anything about this guy. You didn't give him your phone number or anything like that, did you?
No, of course not. We're just email buddies. It's no big deal.
Jennifer told me about this guy right after she started exchanging emails with him. It seemed harmless enough. His name was Keith. He was 17 and he was actually kind of cute.
Hey, guess who I'm talking to online right now? Cute Keith. He just IM'd me.
You're kidding. What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing much, just chatting. You know that pic of me from spring break? Yeah, I sent it to him.
The one in the bikini? I don't believe you sent that.
He thinks I'm hot. He thinks you're hot too.
What?
The girls had put up their cheerleading pictures. So this guy, Keith, started asking Jennifer all these questions about Corey. Who's your cheerleading friend? What is she like? Did you show her my pic? Stuff like that.
This one time, me and my parents were in this really bad fight, and I was so mad at them. Keith was really understanding. He was a really good listener.
I sent some of my work to Keith. He told me that it was some of the most honest writing he had ever read. That he could really see my heart in my work. I just felt he understood me.
At first the girls thought it was cool and they both started to email him and chat with him. I guess they liked the attention. It almost seemed like they were in competition or something. And they have never even met the dude. So the girls kept talking to this guy, even though both Scott and I told them it was a bad idea. And of course, this was about the same time that I made a mistake of my own as far as blogs go. Hey, Scott!
Very funny, man.
Look at this! The girls are gonna love
You
that!
better delete that, man. Now. You can't take pictures in here. You know that. Delete it. I know Jeremy was just goofing around. I didn't think too much of it. But I logged onto the blog later that evening, and there it was.
It was just a joke. Jennifer and Corey even thought it was funny. Scott wasn't that happy about it.
I didn't want all of them to be mad at me, so I just let it go. I had no idea what was in store.
Well, Scott doesn't get along with his little sister Rebecca, like at all. And she was nosing around our blog, saw the picture, and busted him. She told his parents, told some friends. It was all over school. And the news finally got back to Principal Evans.
I don't think the four of you realize just how serious this is. The parents of 3 of the members of the basketball team who are in the background of this picture called me after their son saw this. Now, I know you students like to take these pictures with your phones, but this school has a very firm policy as to where you are not allowed to take these pictures. Would one of you care to tell me where?
Not in restrooms and locker rooms.
Exactly. We have gone to a lot of trouble to make you students aware of the dangers of this kind of harassment and the consequences that taking pictures like this can have. I am assuming you took the photo.
Yes, ma'am.
I told you to delete it.
And which of you posted this picture on the blog?
I did that too.
Jeremy, do you have any idea of the risk you were taking in posting this on the net? And do any of the rest of you have any idea how foolish you were in letting him do this? You not only violated a very firm school policy, but you jeopardized Scott's safety and the safety of the other boys by making this public.
I guess I wasn't thinking, I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scott.
Save it, man.
So, what's gonna happen now? I mean, we took the pic off the blog, so that means it can't hurt anyone anymore.
Well, I am letting your parents know today that you are all suspended from school for 1 week.
I didn't even take the picture.
Corey and I had nothing to do with this.
You failed to report it, Scott. That makes you just as much a part of this. And you 2 girls knew the details of the situation and also did nothing. That gives you just as much responsibility. That's the way it works. As for taking this picture off the blog, it doesn't make a bit of difference. This photo is in cyberspace now. It can turn up anywhere.
Principal Evans was right. Then about 2 weeks, Scott's picture was actually posted on an adult website with all these other pics of young guys. Scott's parents had to get involved with getting a lawyer to contact the website and demand the photo to be removed. They were so upset and Scott was so angry. The boys stopped speaking to each other. And then, to make it worse, Jimmy got a letter from that big university he had applied to.
Well, I guess you can plan on going to City College this fall instead.
It was just a joke on a stupid high school blog!
It was a violation of school policy, Jeremy, and that suspension is now part of your school transcript. And every college you apply to is going to find out about this. And universities like this one are not looking to admit students who get suspended from school or take part in activities that harm other kids through exposure on the internet.
We shut down the blog after that business with Scott's pic. But Corey and I kept in touch with Keith. Everything seemed okay. Until...
Hey,
Hey.
can you see me okay?
Yeah, can you see us?
Yeah, you both look hot.
You look different from your picture.
Really?
Older.
Laugh out loud.
You're 17, right?
Well, a little bit older. Not a problem, is it?
How old are you?
21.
When was that picture taken?
High school.
You said that you were a senior at Washington High and that you were 17. You've been lying to us all along.
Not a problem, is it?
Never mind. We have to go. Our parents are home.
Talk to you later?
Gotta go.
He's older than 21.
I know. You know he's lying about everything.
We were so mad. And the whole thing, it made us feel so creepy. And then he kept emailing us both. He actually went to meet us at a coffee shop. We totally stopped replying and we even blocked his email address. We just went to put the whole thing behind us.
Who is this?
Laugh out loud. It's Keith. Got a new screen name. When are you and Corey gonna get together with me? Not still upset about those pics, are you?
Probably best that we don't talk anymore. Our parents don't let us hang out with guys your age.
We don't have to tell Mary and Frank.
How do you know my parents' names?
You'd be surprised how much I know about you. Don't think your mom and dad would be too happy to know what we've been talking about, this kind of stuff. I mean, the stuff you've told me about your parents, or those pics that you sent me. I'm sure that Corey's mom and dad would feel the same way.
This isn't funny. Keith, if that's even your name.
Why don't I call you on your cell phone and we can talk about it? Maybe we can make plans for that meeting.
I'm not giving you my cell phone number. Hello?
Hey, Jen. Guess who?
I've never been so humiliated in my life.
This is the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
I never meant for anybody to get hurt. It was just a joke.
I just can't believe things ever got to this point.
Jennifer, Corey, and their friends have just learned firsthand a few things about the realities of using the internet. It is really cool, and you can do a lot of great things with it, but it can be dangerous too. So here's the deal. When you use the internet, remember that anything you put on it, no matter how private it may seem, can easily become public. And once you place something online, remember that you can't take it back. Pictures, information about yourself, or your friends or family can go places and be put to uses you can't control. Don't reveal real-world information like your identity or address or other personal information unless you are absolutely sure who you are sharing it with. Next, know who you are talking to. Don't respond to any message that is inappropriate. If your internet pal starts to get weird on you, cut off the communication and keep it cut. And finally, there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet that can harm you, even if you're just looking at it. Pornography, for one. It may seem a harmless way to see some interesting stuff, but porn is addictive and can hurt you. It gets in the way of healthy sexuality. It can pull its users away from real people and real relationships that truly matter as they grow up. Just remember this: the internet is not necessarily evil or good by itself. Used properly, it can be a great tool. Make sure you know how to do that and keep the internet a safe place for you and your friends to be.